Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen again, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the difference between checking and a savings account. Maybe like most of you guys would think that, like checking and savings account, it's very basic and you already know like, what's the difference between the two. But there are actually like a lot of people, like based on my experience, I have like a lot of customers, especially if they're new immigrants here. They're like, they don't know like which type of account they should be opening up, and they don't know the difference between the checking and the savings account. So if you're new to US and you don't know like which type of account you need to open up, then you could just watch this video, and this video is for you. Okay, so let's start with the checking account. Why do you need a checking account here in US? So in the Philippines, most people don't have a checking account, right? Because most people in the Philippines would always use cash for everything, to pay their bills, to buy some things, like everything is cash. And if we have like a bank account, usually it would be a savings account but not a checking account, because like with the process of opening up a checking account in the Philippines is parang mahirap. So ang daming etche bureche for you to be able to open up a checking account. But here in US, it's very easy to open up a checking account. You just need like, like your IDs, your proof of address, the minimum opening deposit, and you'll be able to open up a checking account. In the Philippines, it's okay lang. Even if you don't have a checking account, you use cash for everything, it's okay. But here in US, I think you would really need to have a checking account. So first, to pay your bills, you could use your checking to pay your bills. So with the checking account, from the word checking, you will have like an ability to write checks. So you could write checks to pay your bills. You could write checks for your landlord. Like let's say if you're renting, you could write them checks, or you could write like anyone a check, right? The second one is having a checking account. You'll be able to get like a debit card. So debit card that will be linked to your checking account. So again, in the Philippines, we usually use cash to buy something, but here in US, most people would usually use either like a debit card or a credit card. You could get the debit card if you have a checking account, because that debit card will be linked to your checking account. So meaning whenever you use your debit card, like let's say you have $100 on your checking account, you use your debit card for $20. So that $20 will be deducted from your $100 that you have on your checking account. So yun po siya. So you could use your debit card. You could use your debit card for like, like daily purchases in the store, or even like purchases online. If you need to order something online, you could just use your debit card. And then also, if you go back to the Philippines, or if you go out of the country, you'll be able to use your debit card as well. Pero meron na siyang associated fees with that if you use it outside the country. And we'll talk about that later. Also, with the debit card, with your checking account, you could easily access your money like anytime you want. There is no limit of like how many times you need to take money out of your account, compare us to the savings account. So savings account, from the word savings, it is designed for you to save money for your short-term and long-term goal. Why do people need a savings account? If you need to save money for your, like let's say if you want to travel, you want to go on vacation, you want to save money for your kids, you want to save money for school, or like let's say you wanted to buy a house in the future, you could probably open up a savings account. That way you could save money for your house down payment. If you want to buy a car, there's like a lot of things that you could save. It's hard for us to save if we don't have like a separate account for our savings. Sometimes we tend to like use that money if we mix it with our spending or expenses, diba? Other benefits having a savings account is you could earn interest by keeping that money on your account, whereas with the checking account, like most checking accounts don't offer like interest. Well, there are some interest bearing checking account, but most of the checking account, you won't be able to earn any interest. So now let's go over like the fees associated having this two accounts. So let's start with a checking account. So if you decided to open up a checking account, make sure that you ask the banker or you do your research and check how much is going to be the monthly service fee every month. So this is the fee that you need to pay the bank every month for you to keep the account. Most of the banks, like most commercial banks, charges a monthly service fee, but there are also ways for you to avoid it, which you need to check out. You need to ask them like, what are these requirements for me to avoid the monthly fee? So just like, for example, I have a friend who I spoke to last week, and she said she wasn't aware that the bank is charging her like $12 every month. So if you're going to think about it, $12 is just nothing, right? But if you're going to like add it up like the whole year, $12 in 10 months is like 120, and in a year it's like $144, right? So $144, you could do a lot of things. With $144, you could have just saved that $144 instead of just like paying the bank, diba? So make sure that you know the requirements for you to avoid that monthly service fee so that you don't have to pay for the fee. Okay, so that is that. And then also check how much is the overdraft fee. So as much as possible, when you open up your account, you should open up like an online banking as well. So if you have like an online banking and you have like the online app on your phone, you could easily check your account anytime you want. So you'll be able to track all the activities on your account. You'll be able to see kung negative balance ka na ba or something, or you could track like when is your scheduled payment coming out of your account, parang ganon. So you could easily track that activities on your account. That way you could avoid having an overdraft fee. You'll be aware if negative na yung balance ng account mo. If makita mong negative balance na ng account mo, make sure you run to the bank and then deposit your money in cash. That way it will be available on the same day. If not, if the bank charge you overdraft fee, you could be paying like $35 per transaction. So again, different banks, different rules. So check with your bank how much they charge for an overdraft fee. Also, another thing that you should be asking your bank is how much is like an ATM fee. If you use your bank to make a withdrawal, there would be no fee for that. But usually if you use like other banks, so like let's say you have a Bank of America account, right? And then you use Bank of America ATM, there's no charge, diba? But if you use other bank other than Bank of America, like let's say you use Chase ATM, what will happen is Bank of America could charge you a fee for using other ATM machine. Let's say they charge you like $2.50. Then Chase will charge you also for using their ATM. That's gonna be like, let's say $3. Eh, ang nangyari, $20 lang yung winidraw mo. So you withdrew $20, but the total fees that you paid was $2.50 and $3, so that's $5.50. So make sure you'll be aware of that as well, that if you use other ATM, there might be like other banks who doesn't charge for using other ATM, pero you need to check with your bank. And then another fee is the foreign transaction fee. So if you use your debit card outside the United States, there's probably going to be a foreign transaction fee. Again, there might be like other banks who doesn't charge a foreign transaction fee, but most commercial bank again will charge you a foreign transaction fee. Just like, for example, when my mom went back to the Philippines last year, I just checked her accounts, and then I saw that she made like multiple withdrawal from BDO, and she was not aware that, you know, like about the fees. So I told her, kasi parang inunti-unti niya yung pag-withdraw. Like let's say one withdrawal sa may machine is 5,000, but BDO will charge her 200 pesos, and then her bank also charge her $5. So $5, if 50 pesos yung palitan, it's 250. So 250 and then 200, so that's 450 that she paid for withdrawing money from the BDO. And she didn't even, like I said, inunti-unti niya lang. So 5,000. Every transaction she had to pay like 150. Pero kung pwede ka naman mag-maximum withdraw, like let's say 10,000, but since she was not aware that she's getting charged that fees, she lose that, that fees, like that money, diba? So that's why you need to be aware, like the fees that your bank charges you, so that you could plan ahead. So yun siya. So that's for the checking account. Now with the savings account, usually yung mga charges lang with the savings account is the monthly service fee. So you need to ask like how much is the monthly service fee and how you could avoid just the same as with the checking account. But usually you would just need to like maintain a certain amount on your savings account for you to avoid a monthly fee. Okay, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much again for watching. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And then also on my next video, we're going to be talking about credit cards and how you could start building your credit here in US. So if you're interested to learn about the next video, please don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you could be notified when I upload the new video. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.